Where do I begin? Fresh off the very first ever Fear of God fashion show at the Hollywood Bowl. It occurred on April 19th, late Eastern time, but it was definitely enjoyed from everything we saw online, primarily on Instagram, from people just sharing their experiences via stories or posts, and I appreciate that. So just go ahead and search hashtag Fear of God on Instagram, and you'll see a lot of it. I'll try to put what I can here in the actual video itself, but Fear of God and Jerry Lorenzo celebrating 10 years, a decade of existence, and that says a lot when a lot of businesses, they never make it past year 2, year 5, and that's certainly the case within the fashion world. It's fast-paced, trends change, but you know what? When you remain true to what and who you are instead of the perception of what others have of you, and that's something that Jerry said recently in an interview leading up to the fashion show at the Hollywood Bowl, I think it speaks volumes, and it's definitely, we should congratulate that. I'm a big fan of the designer in him. You guys already know that my favorite designer, hands down, and we finally have it. Fear of God Athletics. I know that's the focus, but I got to touch on some other things too. Let's get this out of the way right now, fast and in a hurry. Yes, I love the sneaker we saw. The official sneaker we saw in 2 different colorways during the fashion show itself. No, it was not the leaked photo that everyone and their mom ran with, from YouTube to Instagram to Twitter. So many individuals just ran with that photo. That's not what the shoe was at all. And don't get me wrong, it primarily looked like the skate mids that he's done in the past with his own brand, and I own one of those in black and the 3M reflective colorway. I have that, so not opposed to it, but it's not what we got, and what we have is just far better. How do people feel in general? There's 2 camps that people tend to fall within, and one of them being really irrational as ever, because they usually have this cult-like following and attachment to Kanye. And it's truly sad because they are the same ones that said Adidas would be bankrupt following his departure of being, severed from them in October. And a lot of people wanted them to fail. Let's do some math real quick. Come closer, come closer, come closer. That's right. Okay, let's do some quick math here. In October, Kanye's gone, and then recently they severed ties amicably with Beyonce. And they're sitting on all of the Yeezy stock they have yet to figure out what to do with, which I have an idea what they can do with it, but they're still sitting on that. October 2022, stock is sitting at $55 a share. Today, and I know it was at $55 a share because I bought it at that. Today, it's over $85 a share. That, my friends, in basic arithmetic is what we call capital gains. It's usually the opposite of bankruptcy. I'm just saying, I don't know if I would look to any of you that said they would be bankrupt for life advice, financial advice, just advice in general. That seems rational. Saying you were wrong about that, and it's all predicated on devotion to a man that doesn't know you exist, and you look at him as a savior, which is a little bit weird to idolize a man, because I'm pretty sure we've all kind of known that's not the thing to do. If you have studied that, little part of faith there and not idolizing a man, I don't know. I just feel like maybe don't do that. And all you have to do is look at the comments of other people's videos here on YouTube or the comment section on Instagram, but it's giving cult. That's exactly what it's giving. It's giving cult following. And my question to some of you who said they waited so long for this, as if Jerry had you waiting for years and years. Okay, let's just go with that. There were other drops by Jerry leading up to this since 2020. So was it that you just weren't checking for anything by him, or that you really needed something that felt limited and exclusive to fill a void? I don't know. I'm just asking that because that's what seems to move people. They want something that's exclusive, and it needs to fit every little delicate desire that they have for them to deem it worthy of, anything or hype. Because newsflash, this new model is right on brand with what he's done in the past. Right on brand. And that's respectable because it's easy to lose yourself and what's your vision, what you're trying to put out, and what you want to communicate to the world and to what others have demanded of you, what they desire of you, how they perceive you, what they're telling you to be to fit into whatever box they would like to place you in. Do you know how easy it is to lose yourself in a sea of that, but to hold fast to what you want to put out into the world because it's a true extension of you for 10 years? And let me be clear, I don't vibe with whatever and anything that Jerry puts out, but I respect him enough as a designer to take what is for me from what he puts out into the world and not to selfishly or in a narcissistic way believe that it needs to cater to my every whim. That's just very irrational. And again, it's pretty selfish as well. I have another thought. If you state fashion-wise the FOG one is difficult to wear, I'm confused why you're still then checking for a designer consistent in his direction of minimalist execution and silhouette focus. I'm just saying, Einstein, if you continue to say he does the same thing, aren't you the insane one for continuing to expect a different outcome or result? I won't lie, I also personally probably tune you out if you think the FOG one is difficult to wear because of a really limited fashion sense. Okay, finally, let's get to the new model, and I'm pretty sure Jerry feels like, listen, Killer Man, stop bringing up my past, and I get it. Sometimes our careers are defined by iconic moments that never seem to fade and we can never get away from. And for Jerry Lorenzo, that's the benchmark, the fear of God one. So what happens when you create something so unique on the market? It's always the comparison. You keep creating in line with your foundation, and at least to me, that should show some consistency brand to brand in relation to what you produce. Because let's not act like his great friend Ye, who actually came out to his fashion show, and sidebar, I love that he was there present to support Jerry. He put aside bygones with Adidas, at least for the moment, to bask and celebrate his friend. And to me, that's what's most important. They are truly like family. That's a brotherhood that surpasses the business turmoil that could occur be going on with Adidas. And quite frankly, I love that for the both of them. But yeah, let's not act as if he didn't have remnants of the Air Yeezy 2 and the Adidas 750 or the Roshi he always wore and the Evolved 350 V2. All right, so what exactly do we get with this new model? We have a mid-cut profile with a TPU cage that's organically along the sides of the shoe, similar to a caged Ultra Boost, but appears fused to the base layer of mesh in either light gray or black. It looks like a neoprene collar at the ankle, down the tongue with a toggle lace, in addition to traditional thicker laces to customize the fit. I think in terms of the lifestyle aesthetic, more people would lean into having that looser lace look that we saw Pusha T rock during his actual performance for the Hollywood Bowl show itself. But we know, at least for me, I love a good looser knot that you can let rest just the top of the laces. I do that with all of my shoes, so this may not be any different, but I also loose lace all of my Ultra Boost pairs too. The midsole, I'm going to prematurely say, could be more comfortable than the FOG one. I know that we have stacked air in there, but if we get full length boost in this midsole, y'all. Current Harden 7 has boost, so I'm truly hoping for all day comfort in these if we get a boost midsole. And I would bet money they're way easier to put on than the Yeezy basketball knit pair. You probably thought I was gonna say the Fear of God one. Sorry, not sorry. That's a really easy pair for me to get on foot. Can't say the same with the basketball knit pair. It took me doing an entire video tutorial for people to get that shoe on foot. In terms of colorway preference, the beige toe cap and black upper is top priority, but I want both, no question, and so we'll see when they drop. I believe they should drop either in May or August, but I'm sure we'll all find out more in due time. So I'll ask in the comments, go ahead and share your thoughts, but respectfully, they hold no actual weight on my decision to buy anything I like, love, or aligns with my style. That's just how I am, and hopefully you're the same way. On a recent interview, Jerry actually said he wants people to be able to wear a garment that is equally proportionate as it is elegant. That's really fear of God, like in a sense, especially if we're looking at mainline items, but certainly even essentials. I mean, hey, we're dealing with some really nice proportions right here that can be elevated to look a little bit more elegant than you just lounging around. Looking at the actual footage itself, 8th collection is the most runway-esque collection. Personally, he's dropped with 5 and 6 being very wearable and 7th having a heavy focus on menswear. Same with Eternal. He's incorporated new proportions in shoulder to hem extension. We have collarless blazers, which I really love, fur, which I did not expect, and a new green overcoat that is beyond gorgeous. And again, this seems more based on the appropriate setting, event, and environment for 8th collection. To close out personally, I'm really excited to see what pants we get from Fear of God Athletics more than I am the tops. We saw the pants a little bit that Pusha T had on with the black and beige pair of the basketball Adidas model. And yeah, the pants are really speaking to me. So I'm really curious to see what we may get there. But to close out, also, if you guys didn't catch, there was limited merch to commemorate the actual fashion show itself at the Hollywood Bowl. And Paul, Lucas, and Wild Honey, he had that available on his channel for you to view. Now, it went out to a very select number of people to be able to purchase for the shock drop, which is the reason he said he didn't put the link out. Totally understand that. Not to mention the proportions on those things is wild. I think like the smallest was like a size 1 and a size 1 was a large. You needed to be, no joke, like 6 foot for it to even remotely, I think, look okay on you. And I love some of the designs. I likely would have purchased something, at least like a short sleeve shirt, but It would have been like a dress, which I'm a woman, so I can get away with just throwing on some biker shorts, the top, and some socks and shoes, and moving right along in my day. I don't know that Paul could have gotten away with that, so he said, hey, had to pass on any of the merch that was available. I get it. Can't wait for Fear of God Athletics to finally release to the public, then awesome. And if you hate everything you saw, that's also awesome. Whether you like it or not, people will buy it. That I can promise you. And I've said this earlier to start the year in 2023. Something is not a flop if it actually goes from the design table to the market for consumers to purchase. That's just truly how I feel. And I knew that there would be really mixed emotions about Jerry's debut with Adidas just because of the rather lengthy wait from 2020 until 2023. But the reality is none of you seem to have missed out on chasing drops. If you likely chased anything in the last 3 years, you were perfectly fine. So I would just say go ahead and check that irrational thought process at the door. Buy it if you like it, leave it if you don't, and continue on with your day. And with that being said, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.